When people think about Australia, certain images often come to mind. They picture golden beaches that shine under the sunlight, the dazzling coral reefs that stretch across the ocean, and unique wildlife found nowhere else in the world. But behind these familiar images lies another treasure, one not often shown in postcards. It is a treasure of faith, courage, and devotion, the Catholic heritage of Australia. Across this vast country, from the heart of its cities to the silence of its deserts, sacred places rise as living stories of hope and prayer. These are not just buildings of stone and wood. They are the memory of communities, the strength of believers, and the heartbeats of a faith that continues to inspire. In this video, we will walk together through the 10 best Catholic places to visit in Australia, where history and spirituality meet, and every step tells a story worth remembering. Stay with us until the end, because each place carries something powerful, and the final stop reveals a shrine known across the world for its miracles and healing. Number 1. St. Mary's Cathedral, Sydney. At the very center of Sydney rises the magnificent St. Mary's Cathedral. Often called the spiritual heart of Catholicism in Australia, this cathedral is more than just an architectural masterpiece. It is a symbol that faith belongs at the very center of life. After decades of dedication, it was completed in 1928, and its Gothic towers stretch high above the busy streets, reminding everyone that beyond the rush of modern living, there is still a higher call to silence and prayer. Step inside, and you will see light flooding through some of the most impressive stained glass windows in the Southern Hemisphere. Each one is a painting of faith, where the stories of the Bible come alive in radiant color. For generations, St. Mary's has been a gathering place, from papal visits to national memorials, a meeting ground where history and faith walk hand in hand. Yet it is more than that. For every visitor, this cathedral is an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to rediscover the part of life that so often gets lost, the part that connects us to God. In a world that moves too fast, sitting in its pews is a reminder that sometimes the greatest strength comes in stillness. Number 2. St. Patrick's Cathedral, Melbourne. From Sydney, our journey moves south to Melbourne, where another cathedral rises in majesty. St. Patrick's Cathedral is not only the largest church in Australia but also one of the most striking examples of Gothic revival architecture in the entire world. Its 3 spires cut the sky with power and beauty, and its walls tell a story of perseverance. For more than 70 years, the faithful worked to complete this masterpiece, finally consecrated in 1897. Each stone, each detail, was built through sacrifice and hope. Walking through its grand doors, you are met by towering arches and marble altars, a space where faith and beauty cannot be separated. The stained glass windows color the light in ways that make prayer almost natural, as if the building itself guides your heart toward heaven. But St. Patrick's is not just a monument to the past. It is alive. Thousands still gather here for worship, proof that faith continues to flourish in the present. For those who come seeking comfort or clarity, the message is simple. Stability is not built in a moment, but step by step, choice by choice, just as this cathedral was built stone by stone. In a world where so many feel uncertain, standing in St. Patrick's offers a strength that does not fade. Number 3. Mary MacKillop Centre, Polola, South Australia. In the quiet town of Polola, South Australia, stands the Mary MacKillop Centre. A place that preserves the story of Australia's first canonized saint, St. Mary of the Cross MacKillop. It was here in 1866 that she and Father Julian Tennyson Woods founded the Sisters of St. Joseph of the Sacred Heart, a congregation dedicated to providing free education for poor and rural children who had little to no access to schooling. At a time when less than 30% of disadvantaged children in Australia could expect even basic literacy, her bold mission was nothing short of revolutionary. The center today invites pilgrims and visitors to step into the very classrooms where this mission began, reminding us that one person's courage can create opportunities for generations to come. For modern audiences, her life offers a powerful message. True progress is measured not only in wealth or success, but in how we lift up those most in need. As you reflect on her example, consider how your own choices, whether in family, work, or community, can echo that same spirit of service. And while Pola tells the story of humble beginnings, our journey continues further into the heart of Australia's desert, where faith thrives in an entirely different cultural expression. Number 4. Santa Teresa Mission, Northern Territory. From South Australia, our journey takes us into the vast desert landscapes of the Northern Territory, just outside Alice Springs, where the Santa Teresa Mission rests quietly. Established in 1953 by the missionaries of the Sacred Heart, Santa Teresa became home to one of the most vibrant Aboriginal Catholic communities in Australia. Here, faith and Aboriginal culture did not clash but met in a profound exchange that continues to inspire. The mission is especially known for its sacred art. More than 80% of local families contribute to creating religious paintings and symbols, blending traditional Aboriginal styles with Christian themes. These artworks have traveled far beyond the desert, carrying with them a unique expression of Catholic spirituality that is deeply Australian. Visitors who come here often leave struck not just by the beauty of the art, but by the warmth of the community. Hospitality is woven into the fabric of life in Santa Teresa. Ancient traditions of welcome blend perfectly with the Christian call to love and community. Number 5. Seven Hill Cellars and Jesuit Spiritual Centre, Clare Valley, South Australia. In the heart of South Australia's Clare Valley lies Seven Hill Cellars, a site founded by Jesuit missionaries in the 1850s to provide sacramental wine for a growing Catholic community. What began as a mission to support worship soon became both the birthplace of Catholic faith in South Australia and one of the nation's most enduring vineyards. Visitors can explore underground cellars stretching more than 150 feet where barrels once filled with altar wine now stand as living testimony to faith and resilience. Rising beside the vineyards is St. Aloysius's Church, completed in 1875. Its stone walls and stained glass offering a serene setting for prayer and reflection. Unlike many tourist stops, Seven Hill blends sacred history with modern craftsmanship, still producing wine that supports both parishes and local communities. Walking its grounds reminds us that, like the vineyard, faith requires steady care and patient growth. Virtues are often missing in today's fast-paced culture. For anyone seeking balance, this place teaches that true fruitfulness comes from deep roots. And as we leave these vineyards of history and faith, we turn westward toward Australia's only monastic town for something truly unique. Don't forget to subscribe so you can continue the journey with us to the next inspiring destination. Number 6. New Norcia Benedictine Monastery, Western Australia. Deep in the Western Australian outback lies a place unlike anywhere else in the country. It is called New Norcia, and it is the only monastic town in Australia. Founded in 1847 by Spanish Benedictine monks, this small town feels as though a piece of Europe was placed gently into the Australian bush. Walking through its quiet streets, you encounter chapels, colleges, and a grand monastery that rise from the earth with a sense of dignity and silence. For over 175 years, the monks of New Norcia have lived by the Benedictine rhythm of prayer and work. Their days are shaped by worship in the chapel, care for the land, and service to the community. At its height in the 20th century, New Norcia operated boarding schools that welcomed thousands of students, many of them from indigenous communities. It left a lasting mark not only on the Catholic Church in Australia but also on the region's culture and education. Today, pilgrims and visitors come to experience this rhythm of life. They can attend daily liturgies, explore museums filled with sacred art, or taste bread baked from recipes passed down through generations of monks. Number 7. St. Mary's Star of the Sea Cathedral and Madonna of the Aborigines, Darwin. In the tropical north, St. Mary's Star of the Sea Cathedral stands as a powerful sign of faith and resilience. Opened in 1962 after the destruction of World War II bombings, the cathedral was designed with reinforced concrete and steel, making it one of Darwin's first cyclone-resistant structures. Its simple yet striking architecture reflects both strength and hope in a region often tested by harsh weather. Inside, one of its most moving treasures is the Madonna of the Aborigines, painted in 1963 by artist Carol Kupka. This image of Mary portrayed with Aboriginal features carries a profound message that Christ's love embraces every culture and that the Church in Australia is deeply connected to its First Nations people. Today, The cathedral continues to welcome thousands of parishioners and visitors alike, serving one of the most multicultural cities in the nation, where more than 30% of residents were born overseas. For a world often divided by difference, St. Mary's reminds us that unity grows when we celebrate diversity through faith. And as we leave Darwin's tropical witness to Catholic identity, our next destination takes us to one of Australia's most beloved Marian shrines, where devotion to Mary shines even brighter. Number 8, Shrine of Our Lady of Mercy, Penrose Park, New South Wales. From Darwin's tropics, our path now takes us back to New South Wales, to a place of deep Marian devotion known as the Shrine of Our Lady of Mercy at Penrose Park. Set in the peaceful landscape of Sutton Forest, this shrine has become one of Australia's most beloved pilgrimage destinations. Since the 1980s, the Pauline Fathers have cared for this sacred place, where every year tens of thousands of pilgrims gather to honor Mary, pray for healing, and find spiritual strength. At the heart of the shrine is a replica of the Black Madonna of Chenstohova, linking Australian Catholics with centuries of devotion in Europe. Around the shrine, you will find chapels, grottos, and statues gifted by Catholic communities from Poland, Italy, the Philippines, and many other nations. This rich diversity reflects the heritage of the 23% of Australians who identify as Catholic. For pilgrims, it feels like stepping into a garden of faith, where every statue and chapel tells a story of devotion from around the world. But Penrose Park is more than a collection of sacred images. It is a refuge. In a world where more than 60% of adults report feeling daily stress, this shrine offers a place to rest and be renewed. The maternal presence of Mary is felt everywhere, drawing people into prayer and giving them the courage to face life's challenges. Pilgrims leave with the sense that no matter how heavy their burdens, Mary walks with them, pointing them to her Son. As Australia prepares for the Jubilee Year of Hope in 2025, Penrose Park will surely shine even brighter as a center of grace and renewal. Number 9. Jubilee Pilgrimage Churches, Bathurst Diocese. As the Catholic Church around the world prepares for the Jubilee Year of Hope in 2025, the Diocese of Bathurst in New South Wales has become one of the most important centers for pilgrims in Australia. Several churches in the diocese have been chosen as official Jubilee pilgrimage sites. Among them stand the majestic Cathedral of St. Michael and St. John in Bathurst and the historic Church of the Immaculate Conception in Carcoar. These sacred spaces, steeped in faith and history, are not only local treasures but also portals of grace, where pilgrims may pray, reflect, and receive special indulgences connected to the Jubilee year. Walking into these churches is like stepping into the living memory of the Catholic faith in Australia. The cathedral in Bathurst has watched over generations, hosting baptisms, weddings, and countless masses. Its very stones carry the prayers of thousands who have entered through its doors over the years. In Carcoar, the Church of the Immaculate Conception tells another story of faith, where communities built not for themselves but for those who would come after them. Today, both places invite modern pilgrims to rediscover what it means to be rooted in tradition while looking forward to hope. Number 10. Shrine of St. Charbel, Punchbowl, Sydney. In Punchbowl, Sydney, the Shrine of St. Charbel honors the Lebanese Maronite monk, canonized in 1977. Known worldwide for miracles of healing, it is one of only 2 shrines dedicated to him globally, drawing tens of thousands of pilgrims each year who come seeking prayer, comfort, and spiritual renewal. The shrine features relics and icons depicting St. Charbel's life, inviting visitors to experience the profound holiness of a man who lived quietly yet continues to inspire faith today. Serving Australia's Maronite community and beyond, it reminds all that sanctity transcends culture. In modern life, where over 65% of people face illness, stress, or personal struggles, this sacred place offers hope and reassurance that God's grace continues to work through the saints' healing hearts and renewing spirits. For those longing for peace and courage, St. Charbel Shrine remains a living testament to faith's enduring power. Don't miss the chance to explore more inspiring sites. Subscribe now to continue the journey. Australia's Catholic heritage spans from grand cathedrals to humble missions, from Aboriginal-inspired art to European-style monasteries reflecting a faith intertwined with culture. These 10 sites are more than tourist stops. They offer encounters with history, devotion, and community life. With nearly 23% of Australians identifying as Catholic, visiting these places invites reflection, spiritual renewal, and a deeper connection to the living church that continues to shape modern life. Subscribe now to join more inspiring journeys of faith around the